Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aquarius, we're getting into the Lace of Destiny Oracle deck this week. I have pulled out a card that represents you and a card that represents something or someone outside of you. So this is you. You pulled out the Fox, number 14, and in a situation, something outside of you. Is it a situation? Well, it says it's a situation. It literally says situation on this card. So I want to say it is a situation. Now, I pulled the card out, and I get a lot right now with the snail energy. I watched a video the other day about something going on, some sort of like land baron kind of guy in the UK who's trying to avoid paying property taxes because all of these places are empty. So hear me out on this one, because I tell you, there's so much going on with the snail for me right now. When I pulled out this card, I thought, oh, okay, whatever this slowness is, there's a lot of intricate nuance to the details of it. And there could be like some sort of like things that you would that are unexpected here that you were being cautious of, because you were like, there's a lot of things that this card can represent, but I feel like it's representing sort of like standing back and watching, like standing back, looking around the tree and seeing what's going on over there. Right? Because it makes it like watching this snail so slow. What's really happening over there? So there's a few people, they own big pieces of property in the UK, and I think England specifically, and they're empty. Nobody's leasing or renting them. Most of them are commercial properties, but instead of like considering lowering what they're asking for to actually get them leased or rented out, they're refusing to do that. But then that means they're, as I understand, that then they are responsible for the property taxes. And I think the property taxes are higher if it's empty. I can't remember. Something like that. Like it's to encourage like these properties to be used. So anyways, there's like this really old law that has to do with shellfish and crustaceans, things like, I can't remember the details of this law. But anyway, so they have these empty places so that they don't have to pay property taxes to the government, which is right, they're avoiding taxes. Rich people avoiding taxes that own all these big properties and refuse to rent them out. So they've created like snail farms. They've literally created snail farms, and I'm not kidding. So they have these bins, these plastic bins, and they put like food and stuff in them, and they have snails, and they'll have like, I don't know, like 20 of these bins on like one floor of this building, you know, that's like 5,000 square feet on one floor or something like that. And they have these snails. So because of that, they don't have to pay taxes. Just like, so that they pay someone to go there and feed the snails and look after the snail. I don't know what the fuck they do with the snails, but apparently if you leave the snails by themselves too long, they end up having a giant orgy and then they cannibalize each other. It's like, fuck. I don't know if coming back as a snail is a good thing or a bad thing. It's like terrible, terrible. So, okay. I don't know what the situation is, but I could see, like, you know what, everything I just described is like, you didn't see any of that coming, did you? You didn't see any of that coming, unless you already know the story and you're like, yeah, I know this is going on, isn't that crazy? You didn't see any of that coming. And even the last little part, like what the fucking snails end up doing is just insane. So you're like standing behind this tree, looking at something possibly progress very slowly here. You're also perhaps standing back and watching somebody figure something out very slowly. Maybe somebody here has a problem, or maybe there's a problem that you're dealing with. And you need to handle this kind of like with kid gloves and be very delicate around it. And there might be a really unusual solution here. You might even be dealing or actually involved in a very unusual solution. Like, I mean, the whole story is crazy and it's real. It's literally real. So these guys are able, maybe there's women doing it too, I don't know. But these people are able to avoid paying property tax to the government because of some sort of weird old law about, I don't know, shellfish or something. I don't know. And so, and it also has to do with crustaceans and shell, and anyways, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I would stand back and I would watch too. So what is this? So I'm going to get into the tarot and see what is the situation. It looks like, okay, your underlying card is winter. So this is a very cozy kind of winter energy. Maybe some of you, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're stealing my sun again. You're stealing my sun from the northern hemisphere. You're getting that. That's okay though. I like this time of year. It's kind of cozy. You're getting warmer weather. Maybe you've come out of like literally winter as a season for you, as a confirmation. But also like winter is a time of just like sitting back and there's nothing to do. I mean, there's not going to be any snails going around either. They're all hibernating or whatever happens to snails in the winter. I don't know if they die and the eggs survive. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments if you know what happens to snails in the winter. I imagine they must do some type of hibernation thing somewhere. Okay. You're just watching. Let's look at you here. You're just kind of being really keen, aware, cautious. I feel like it's a very cautious energy. I'm trying to get one, but I got two. The Four of Earth and the Ten of Wands. Oh my God. This almost feels like painful. Like you are holding back here. You're holding back and it doesn't feel like it's easy to do this. It's not easy to be holding back at all. How interesting. This is card number 14. And you have 4, 1, and 0 here. 410. Maybe it's been 410 days. 400. I'm hearing 410 weeks. 52 weeks in a year. I don't want to math that hard. It's like 4 years? No. Like 50, 104 is 2. 4. Yeah, it's kind of like that. 410. That's weird. I feel like, again, it feels like something's coming through for some reason. It's confirmation for someone here. You are definitely, you're holding back, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily easy with the Ten of Wands. It feels like it's a bit of a burden here. You're watching a situation progress very slowly that feels hard. Maybe you almost want to help the snail. You know, the snail is like going very slowly here. The snail is actually taking a pause. As slow as a snail can be, when a snail is progressing slowly and then it actually stops, like, holy fuck, could this be any slower? What is this situation? It's the situation of slowness. Is it, I don't know. What is it? The elemental of water. I don't know. Is it like an Ace of Cups? This is not necessarily, it's not the Ace of Cups in this deck. It's just the elemental of water. Is it emotions? Is it emotions rising to the surface? Is it taking a long time here? It's almost like you're standing back and watching someone's emotions rise to the surface, but it's really, really, really slow. Elemental of water. Yeah, Chariot. Yeah, there we go. Transformation, the Chariot. It is something, some sort of emotions rising. No, the Nine of Water. Here we go. Here we go. The Seven of Air. Yes. Okay, there's somebody is hiding their feeling, their deep feelings here. I feel like I just walked into my like calm. Someone is hiding. So it's like you're talking to the snail. Like, okay, you're hiding your deep feelings here. That's the situation. Is it maybe you? I mean, you're carrying a burden. What are your deep feelings? I'm the tarot reader. I'm going to ask, what are your deep feelings? I'm really rosy this morning. It was cold out there. What is Aquarius's deep feelings? What are your deep feelings here? You're not going to say. Well, fuck you. The Hermit. The Path. You're not going to say. Your deep feelings. You're keeping it all to yourself. Huh. Is that the situation here? What is going on? Where's the tunnel that you're going? Where are you going? Wait a second. I'll walk along. Walk along. There's a song coming in. Anyways, no. Oh, fuck. Look at this. You are, like, just walking. There's the Four of Air. You're walking, healing. You're really keeping stuff to yourself here. You're following your signs and synchronicities. This doesn't feel like... The slowness card feels like it's a cycle that you're in. You're definitely walking like some type of a path here. Like, look at that. You're totally walking. This is like watching you from behind, and you're kind of like the light here. You're following the light coming out of the deep, dark woods. And then if we look at the front of you here, there's all these signs and synchronicities indicating like drawing you to certain directions. But then as you're drawn to certain directions, I feel like there's almost like omens or things on this side say, okay, don't go down this alley. Like there's obstacles that are presenting themselves, or there are things that are happening around you that give you like a strong indication of what's the right decision to make, or what's the right direction to go in. The elemental of fire. Look at how the salamander is following the light, like going around the candles. That's really crazy. You are walking in the dark here. Very slowly. But doesn't that make sense too? Like, okay, when I get up in the morning, right now it's dark because the southern hemisphere is stealing my sun and the sunlight. And I'm never really sure if Lily or Larry are on one of the rugs in my room because they're white. And so are the dog and the cat. So I'll go really slow, right? You go really slow in the darkness. And there's just not enough. Well, it's white on white. So I don't know. And I'm feeling my way. That's exactly what this energy is. It's like you don't know. So you're just kind of like feeling your way in this darkness. But then we have the Nine of Swords. It's coming out with it too. So it's almost like there might be things that you're touching in the dark. You're like, ugh, I don't know what that is. That feels weird. Like, right? Like getting in your head. What does this represent? Like, what is this cycle? This is very symbolic, this reading. This reading is incredibly symbolic. There's very little earth cards. Well, the Four of Earth is here. Does this even talk about like a dream state that you could be entering at night? Is it, is there some type of emotion here that you're coming to terms with very slowly? There's an emotion here that you're coming to terms with very, very slowly. There's something hidden inside you here. You know what it's giving me the vibe of? I don't know how this is going to relate, but this is totally what this is. It's like, you know, when people have been in comas and then they wake up, and then once they've sort of regained a cognitive ability and they can talk again and they become very present, they can often like describe what it was like being in the coma, that there were times where they had very vivid dreams, or they thought that they were doing something like surfing or whatever. And then someone would say, oh my gosh, I was coming in and I was playing like ocean sounds and things like that. Like there's like, it's like your consciousness is in two places here. And there's a part of your consciousness that feels like it's down in this deep cave. This is a very interesting and unexpected sort of energy that I'm pulling out for you here. But it's like, right, like trying to find your way through that. And if you think about that, like people sitting with someone who is in a coma or unconscious in some way, and, you know, loved ones will hold their hand, or, you know, they'll rub their face and talk to them and try to be heard and try to be felt, and like even just somehow to energetically connect. It's weird. Is there something that's trying to do that with you? Or are you trying to do that with someone here? That's what this looks like to me. It's like the deep, deep recesses of your mind. There's something going on. Like, and it's so profoundly expressed in these cards, it feels more real than anything else. of Swords here with this slowness. It's like there's an entire journey going on in the subconscious of your mind here. The Seven of Air, the Five of Air, Justice. Now the hand is held up, and then the two hands connecting consciousness. And the Page of Wands, the Maiden of Fire, the flame, the light. What are you connecting with? I feel like you're connecting with something. The Ace of Water. You're slowly connecting with the Ace of Water here. You're cautious. You are 100% very cautious as you walk through this dark tunnel, because there are definitely alleyways you don't want to go down here. There's alleyways that you do not want to go down. You're keeping to the light. You're following the signs and the synchronicities, but so carefully. It's like you're navigating in the dark. And every once in a while, somehow there's an area that is not as dark, and so you kind of go down there. This is really, there's like, guys, there's hardly any pentacles here. I mean, this is literally one of those readings where this is looking at something on a very subconscious level for you. There's some type of emotional healing as well, is that you're tapping into. You're coming out of the dark recesses of your mind. I do feel like every once in a while you are navigated towards something here that maybe if you knew what it was, you would have thought, oh, I would have avoided that in this labyrinth. But it's something that you need to face with this nine of Swords. Like something here that you need to face within your own consciousness. This is a very, very slow and delicate. I feel like it's slow because there are unexpected and perhaps unwanted things in certain alleyways here. It's really a really odd, interesting reading. The Death card and the Maiden of Earth. So there's that winter energy again. And then into spring. Winter into spring. Yeah, I'm just going to ask, what is this advice for you in terms of navigating the dark recesses of your consciousness? But I feel like there's things in there. Like, I literally feel like there's things in there that you, like, there's other levels of consciousness connecting with yours. Maybe is how I would describe that. There are other levels, other levels or other conscious entities connecting with yours in the dark recesses of your mind. And quantum physics will definitely confirm that our consciousnesses are all connected to some degree. But there are certain avenues and laneways that you do not want to go down. I can see that here. And you're being very cautious. Very slow moving through this. So what's like an advice for Aquarius? The Three of Fire. It's almost like to stand still. Which, right? To stand still. The Three of Wands is standing at the edge of the water. And, you know, waiting for your delivery from the universe to come in. So it's almost like to stand still and see what comes towards you, which is very interesting because your consciousness is moving through things here. It's almost like to still your consciousness, still your mind, and allow to come to you. Allow it to come to you. You don't need to go to it, and you don't need to find it. You don't need to find your way out of something here. Something will come to you. Oh, shit. Then you get the sun at the bottom, Litha. And that's like full-on summer. Going from winter to summer. Darkness and cold. From subconscious to the conscious. I'm going to go do your extended, Aquarius. In the extended, I think I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to do an open reading in the extended. I'm going to continue working with the Lace of Destiny Oracle deck, and I'll pull out a new tarot deck, and I'm just going to do open again, like read your energy openly. Sorry. There's 2 options in the description below if you would like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.